Hi everyone, Rachel here today for Kitaholic Kits and using the gorgeous November kit. So the November kit is full of the blush collection by My Mind's Eye and it is really pretty. So I'm doing some wedding photos because a lot of the sentiments and things that were included in the collection tend to lean towards very romantic layouts. And I've chosen 2 photos of myself on my wedding day, just posing as you do. So I'm starting with this stencil from Kaisercraft and I'm just using a makeup sponge and sponging through some Heidi Swap Colour Shine in the navy. And look, I wasn't really 100% happy with the result, but I continued on. I'm using ivory cardstock, so I don't have a lot to start over with. I mainly have white in my stash, but I do have some ivory. And then I've just gone ahead and I've backed my photos on some ballet coloured cardstock, which is a beautiful, soft, sort of dusty pink, just like a ballerina's slipper. So I've just backed my photos with that, and now I'm bringing in some ephemera and I'm starting on my clusters. So I've started with those 2 big flower pieces, which the pink matches that ballet cardstock just perfectly, and then they have some rose gold foiling. And I'm just going to layer those up with some of the other pieces from the ephemera. I bring in a little round chipboard piece and one of the little bitty blooms. And then up in the top corner of my second photo, I make a cluster using some of the exclusive die cuts, which Deb creates and Steph cuts out for us. A very new addition to, and a very thankful addition to the kits. And I'm just going to put a few other little bits up in that cluster as well before I get to sticking everything down. So because I have everything laid out how I want it and I don't really want to mess with it too much, I'm going to try and stick some like little bits down at a time. I'm not going to remove everything. So I've got that top photo done. Now I'm going to do my second photo, and I did just decide to bump that up on foam just to add a little bit of dimension, which means I'm going to now have to add foam to pieces of my clusters as well. So while I'm getting my cluster down, I hope you are all well. I hope you are all loving your new kits. And if you aren't a subscriber, I hope this video shows you a nice taste of what you can expect to get in a kit. It seems to be at the moment we're getting sort of a featured collection in each kit and then some coordinating pieces to go with it, and that's really fun. And then it's very interesting to see what everybody does with those collections and those kits, to see all the different layouts to come up. And I love when people who are subscribers and are part of the members only forum, I absolutely love when people put pictures of their work up because it inspires me. Just because I'm on the DT doesn't mean that I don't lack from or have lack of mojo sometimes. So definitely share over there. It's a really friendly space and we all love to see what gets created using these kits. So I'm still just sticking down things, fluffing around a little bit because as it does, you place everything down and then when it comes time to sticking, it all moves a little bit, so you want to get it back exactly where you can. Now I'm just bringing in this, it's a funny little ephemera piece. It's like a brush stroke of navy paint, and I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to sort of tuck it under the chipboard circle, and it's going to be a base for my title. And for my title, I have decided to use the rose gold foiled XOXO. And it's probably a little bit of a weird title, being that it is photos of myself, but I do love these photos. This was my, I worked with the man who owned this house that I'm getting the photos, but it was also only 2 doors down from where I was living at the time. So the bridesmaids and I just walked down the street, and he wasn't home, but he knew that we were going to go, and we got some photos. And the house is actually that perfect blush pink colour as well. So it matches this kit to a T, these photos. But I guess, you know, yeah, it's probably all right to name a layout that is of yourself XOXO. I don't know, maybe you might think it's a bit vain, I'm not sure. So now I'm moving up to the top cluster, and I did have to fiddle with this for a little while because I had brought in one of the bitty blooms down in the bottom cluster. I wanted to bring that up into the top cluster, so I've got one of those. Then I chose the little puffy sticker. I love these puffy stickers. They're all circles, but they've all got different designs on them. And this one has one of the flowers that I used down in the bottom, but it needed something else. So I've got this little chipboard heart, which is really cute, but it's just not the right shape. It stays there for a little bit, but then I will come back in with something else. And that's one of these Kaiser, I think they were called Kaiser Bling, and they were from a kit, but it was a long time ago. And I choose, again, the blushy pink one of those, and then I use them in 2 other spots on the page. So I use them down in the bottom cluster with another small flower and a small heart, and then I put that chipboard heart sort of just underneath my title, and I put another piece of bling there with that. I also, I'm not sure if I've done it yet or if it's coming, I also come in with a tiny word sticker, and it is from the Maggie Holmes sticker sheet, again from a previous kit, and it says the best day ever, and it's on sort of a creamy background as well, so that matches in really nicely. And then I am just about done. Once I add that here we go, I'm doing it now. Once I add the tiny word sticker in, I am just about done. Of course, I am wrestling with myself whether juice splatters or not, but I have chosen not to. Stick around for the close-ups. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye!